Hello, everybody. It's live from Massachusetts. It's Friday Night Live. How you all doing? I'm back in my normal environment. It was really nice to go up to the mountains, and it is frigid here. It is so cold. It's about. Let me check the temperature. Hello, hello, hello. It's Friday night. That's the night that we get together and we have a party. I'm going to check and let you know what the temperature is here, because it's kind of brutal. Yeah. Cold in New York. Is it colder in New York than it is here? How could you forget, Wildflower? It's Friday night. Aloha. Here I have it for you. Here's the weather right now. It's 2 degrees. it's neither fit for man nor beast out there. No, it's 2 degrees right now in Gloucester, Massachusetts. It's 2 degrees. With a wind chill. What is a wind chill? It's going down to -2. Fortunately, I parked across the street. I don't always get to do that, but I made a point of it. Got my heavy coat, I have my flannel lined jeans. Yeah, Minnesota's 2. Yeah, we're 2 degrees. And the wind chill is -7. Or I don't know if they've given me the wind chill okay, wind chill warning. -43 in Ontario, Celsius. I don't understand Celsius. Can't go outside. Wind chill warning until Saturday 1 p.m. Dangerously cold wind chills as low as 40 below zero. Yikes. There's not many people out. Yeah. California, it's 40 degrees. Oh my God, I don't know how you can take it. Anyhow, the wind is howling. You probably can hear it. I can hear it. Anyway, did anybody get to see the comet? Prayers for all the birds and wild animals in the cold. Yeah, well, you know, every winter we usually get a cold snap. This is the first one. I mean, bitter, Arctic. When I was driving back from New Hampshire, it's 10 degrees. It's warmer in Michigan than here. That's unusual. A little bit warmer. Yeah, when I was driving back from New Hampshire this afternoon, the signs on the road said, you know, like those road signs that said, Arctic chill winds. And my car almost went off the road at one point. I mean, it was just, all of a sudden this gust of wind came out of nowhere. I'm okay. I have my cards. I'm ready to take your questions. The news has been kind of, what's the word? The news has been scary. Thank you. Love that you're here. The news has been scary. It's not too late to see the comet. I had planned to see the comet, and where I was, there were too many trees, but it definitely was, last night would have been the time to see the comet. But what happened was, I didn't have a lot of gas in my car to go drive somewhere where it was clear, and it also needed to be seen at, like, right before dawn. Yes, Marilyn. I'm taking your questions, by the way. And so I opted out of getting up at the crack of dawn to see the comet, mainly because it was so brutally cold outside. What's going on with this show? So everybody's asking about the Chinese balloon. That was kind of weird, wasn't it? Let me tell you, I think, you know, sometimes the guides give me a message and I kind of go like, what was it that they said? I should really write it down. Let me see if I can convey what the guides were giving me earlier. It was like, we are in this weird kind of a world awareness of what's going on with the consciousnesses of other countries in ways that we've never been aware of what's going on with the, like, where people's heads are at and all that. So we are actually the balloon of from China that was spying on the United States. By the way, this happens a lot. We are always under surveillance. I remember a couple of years ago, right off the coast here, there was a Russian submarine. Just assume that our enemies are always surveying us, which is why, another reason why it's so freakishly freaky that, you know, Donald Trump held on to those secret documents as long as he did, because we know he was befriending our enemies, and Putin and Kim Jong-un and, you know, all those dudes. President Xi, for as bad as he is, he's like the least of the three in terms of how evil. Anyway, so they have always spied on us. And we will read on it. I just want to say that I kind of had this really kind of funny feeling that we all are going to be aware that I know what you're up to and you know what I'm up to, and like we all know what each other's up to when we're talking about countries. We're going to have more and more of that, like, awareness. And the world's going to shift as a result of that, because people realize, world leaders and dictators realize that they've been outed. Right? So everyone's going to be, all these countries, all these leaders are going to have to be operating with the awareness that you've been outed. You've been found out. We're surveying you, you're surveying me, and we're just going to have to figure out a way to get along. That's what I get. Let's read the cards about that. I have the Llewellyn deck in my hand. I can switch it up too, but I just want to start with this since they're right here. It was good to get away. It's always good to get away, and it was good to be with my best friend, and then my sister and my niece came up, and it was a beautiful cabin in New Hampshire, very cozy, very awesome. It's always a good thing when you go away and you're glad you went. Our universe is spinning. That is so profound. Hi. Why'd you say oops, Rhonda? Rhonda Roo? I'm not really paying attention. Hi, Christine. There's a local in the chat. Nice to have friends. Yes, if you don't have friends, get some. Is the USA in danger with this balloon? Love your shoe? I think you might have some typos there. Is the USA in danger with this balloon? Love your shoe. Oh, okay. I think I figured it out. Thank you. Oh, hit the thumbs up if you can. If you like the party. If you like our Friday night party. You guys having cocktails? Something to eat? What you doing? Let me know what you're doing. Let me know how the party's going at your house while we are doing a reading. I'm actually going to read about this balloon from China. The guides are saying very clearly there's always about 10 of them. Not guides. Balloons. Some type of thing like that. Wildflower wind, needs some dinner but doesn't know what to eat. So everyone, let's give Wildflower Wind some ideas about what to eat. Rhonda Roo and Callie is having a smoothie. That's very California. Watching Coco Melon. I don't know what that is. Quiet evening on the sofa wrapped up in a cozy blanket. Yeah, that's a thing to do tonight. And she wishes she was drinking a margarita instead of a smoothie. Well, you're on the West Coast, so it's kind of early for the margarita, right? You can have one later. 3 cards about world leaders and enemies. Soup and nice bread. I'm having soup. I always have soup. Good. Nice bread. Did you make the bread? Wildflower Wind needs some ideas for dinner. She can't figure it out. Yeah, thank you. It's always good, you know? When you decide to have a good time, it's a pretty good chance you'll have a good time. You having problems seeing me? It keeps cycling. Well, we have a lot of wind, so it's no guarantees on. I'll just kind of wait and make sure that we have a decent connection. You had shrimp not as good as what we get. We get little shrimps. We don't get big shrimps here. This is about the different countries and what's going on. The tarot card's coming up. Grilled cheese sandwich with bacon. That sounds good. Yeah, anytime. If there's any problem with the Wi-Fi, just let me know. It's hard for me to tell from here, obviously. So this is about foreign nations spying on us. This is the Tower card. There's going to be a change in the way that we, our diplomacy with one another. There's going to be a change in that. Wildflower Wind has cans of soup. Is that what you want to have? Do you need for somebody to cook for you? I did catch that. I didn't catch a lot of news, but I did catch Maxine Waters. I did catch up with Midas Touch last night. They were on fire, man. They had a great show. It's Friday night. We'll hear beer bottles soon. And they did show a clip of Maxine Waters, and it was freaking brilliant. If anybody didn't catch it, Maxine Waters, a senator asked her, of course a Republican, what President Xi, Kim Jong-un, and Putin have in common, and she said Trump. That's what I would have said. Right? That's totally what I would have said. That was brilliant. So other countries, China's spying on us. It's been going on for a while. Yeah, watch Midas Touch last night. And we're going to get to some of the things that they talked about. Yeah, and we need to see more of that. And we're going to visualize seeing more of that kind of thing. We saw it from some others too. And included in that is we saw that from Hakeem Jeffries. Not going to take this crap anymore. Trump's been off the hook long enough. So, our relationships with other countries are changing because of technology changing. The World Wide Web. Remember when we called it that? What time is Grassroots of Democracy tomorrow afternoon? We start at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll get the invite if you're on the list. If you want to get on the list, go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com. So, I'm talking about relationships with other countries. We will become a world like the World Wide Web made us aware that we are all going to be interconnected. There's no way around it. Yeah, dark ages, but I'm just making the point. I think you can still type www. something. You just don't need it anymore. Happy Friday. Since that's happened, and with the advancements in technology, this is the beginnings of realizing that we will not be able to consider that we're just going to keep all our secrets secret, because it's really kind of impossible. The unemployment rate dropped to 3.4%, lowest since 1969. That's why the Republicans are so mad. Thank you, Warren, for that statistic. Still talking about Maxine Waters. That was really good. So we'd be missing an opportunity if we didn't look at it as a country. Look at the fact that we all know about each other's countries. If we don't look at that as something that we have to work with and not against. That's true. The pandemic proved that we are one world. So isn't it fascinating? I mean, to me, just looking at the big sort of objective, from a distance kind of a view, which was the name of a song, From a Distance. Everybody look up that song. Bette Midler sang it many years ago. From a distance, the world is blue and green. Yeah. Anyway, so just think about it that way. What's a shady shader? There's potential. The Four of Cups is about missing an opportunity that's right in front of you. there's potential for us to work together with other nations in a way where we are all benefiting. And when we all know each other's secrets, and we have to find a different tack forward, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's what the Ace of Cups is about. I mean, I guess I'm trying to think of a way to put it. Like, if you don't like somebody, and then you know their deepest, darkest secrets, and it's kind of like the same as your deepest, darkest secrets. If one day you just kind of come together and you realize, oh, you're like me, you have the same fears and the same baggage, and maybe we can just figure out how to get along. You know what I mean? Yes, thank you. It is a cold winter night, and I'm staying warm. I'm in an old building, and the heat really cranks. So I'm lucky for that. So I heard that Blinken canceled his trip to China. You guys are confusing me. It's okay. I'm not complaining. Some win-win instead of win-lose and lose-lose. I'm not following that. What do you mean, Craig? Can you elaborate? We're more aware of our world, and shady people don't like that. It messes up their crimes. Yes. So taking that a step further, Rendezvous, that's kind of what I'm saying in a certain way. If we're more aware of what each other is up to, we actually feel less afraid. So there's an opportunity to work together with other countries that used to be our enemies. I mean, look at how much China is dependent on the United States for trade. Blinken postponed, yeah. Well, does he have a postponed date too? I mean, I think that was the right thing. I think that yeah, it's like, you're going to play dirty? We're not going to play if you're going to play dirty like that. Silly me. Why don't they shoot it down? You're not serious. You know the whole principle of something that's at a high height and falling, it gets heavier and heavier and heavier? You live in an old history apartment house that was built in 1867, Elizabeth, New Jersey. That's about the time this building was built. It's very cold. Well, that's weird, because this building is warm. You're on the top floor. If you're on the top floor, then heat usually rises. Craig means we all win. Okay, thank you for interpreting that. So silly me is saying, why don't they shoot it down? I hope you understand that if they shot it down, that could do, a lot of people could get hurt, right? Don Jr. thinks we should shoot it down. What if like people 10 years old and like Donald Trump Jr.? Is it just me? Isn't it obvious? I mean, right? It's not like it was over the ocean where there's nothing. And you might think that there's nothing in Montana, but there are people in Montana and cows and, stuff like that. I'm sure it's an incredible state. All right, so let's see. What have we here? What have we for questions? Best collaboration allows community to work together and we all win. Yes, Craig, that's exactly what I was saying in way too many words. Don loves to shoot things. Don Jr. Heat rises, but when you get the north, okay. People are telling me about their heating issues. It's gonna pass. I think by Sunday it gets back to kind of more normal. So be grateful that this is just a quick Arctic blast. On a kind of a, like, at the risk of scaring people, I just want to say on a kind of real serious and somber note, the person known as George Santos right now, and that's exactly what I was talking about, and then Lori comes up and there it is. What am I, a psychic or something? I'm midway into my first sentence about it and the question comes up. I want to talk about, we call him Pinocchio now, right, Warren? Okay, that happened twice now. I looked up and I saw Pinocchio as I was saying it. What do they say? Kismet? We're going to do this again? I'll say something, I'll look up and I'll see the exact words. Pinocchio and the other woman, yeah, you're psychic. We're all psychic. It's just a matter of how much practice we put in. How many hours we log. You know, people get better at it when they log the hours. And who is the other one that was wearing the AR-15 assault weapon pin? I'm going to tell you God's honest truth. I had trouble going to sleep last night after that. It wasn't Bobert that I saw, though. There was a picture. I think her last name might be Luna. The picture that they showed on Midas Touch, and they mentioned that it was not Photoshopped because it's so unbelievable that people might think that it was Photoshopped. I am actually, I recoiled in absolute horror. And we need to talk about this. Because that is traumatically, it's horrifying. Luna Clyde. It's horrifying. And who was it that passed out the grenades? George isn't the only one. No, we call him Pinocchio here, is wearing the AR-15 assault rifle pin. Also, they're clamoring to be able to bring loaded weapons into the Congress. Who paid them to do what? I'm telling you, this doesn't happen to me very often, but I had trouble sleeping after I saw that. I slept, but I had trouble relaxing after I saw that. The NRA paid them. I want to point something out. In a recent video, after the last mass shooting episodes in California, after the shootings in California, of course I read about what was going to transpire from that point. And what I saw then, you might remember, I think might have been a Friday Night Live. Yes, they removed the metal detectors too. Was that the NRA was not going to be allowed to lobby anymore. Which would be huge. I'm actually going to ask about that first. We're going to start like this on this topic of the AR-15 assault rifle pins. I wouldn't even, would you wear a pin like that? Just in public? Of course Andrew Clyde owns a gun store. That doesn't surprise me I didn't know that, but it doesn't surprise me in the least. Hi, Be Grateful. Thanks for coming. Can you imagine wearing an AR-15 pin? Just out. Yeah, they're evil. They're evil, and they're showboating. It's for shock. Why would you wear a pin like that? Why would anybody wear a pin like that? So I'm going to actually ask about, is the NRA going to have to stop their lobbying? Yeah, it's a slap in the face, but it's more than a slap in the face. You went through a nor'easter in Gloucester? We call them nor'easters. Yeah, they're hard. We haven't had one of those in a while. The NRA. Yep, and unfortunately it's going to be after more violence. I wish I had better news. Marissa, if you come to our 20 on Tuesdays, that's exactly what we do. We meditate and we use our visualization and we send light to where it needs to be. Yeah, they're sick. They are really, really sick. So I'm asking about the NRA. Will the NRA lobbyists be reined in? And I get the moon card, which is like there will be more shootings. Yep. That was beautiful this past Tuesday. Oh yeah. So 20 on Tuesdays. I'm doing my part, people. I'm doing my part. I'm doing what I can to bring us together to be a powerful force. And it's working. sure they're afraid to go to work. There will be more, and we can pray that that doesn't happen. There will be more violence. There, you're welcome, Susan. We do what we're called to do, right? I know, Froxy Roxy's, can you imagine how the families of every shooting incident, and there are a lot, there are thousands upon thousands, would feel about that? Yeah. So we have to make our voices known. Thank you, Rhonda Rue. I used to be a cheerleader in high school. You can't come to the Tuesday night thing? Well, yes, I'm back. Yeah, can you tell I'm back home? Let me just because I mentioned 20 on Tuesdays, every single Tuesday we meditate. We do a guided meditation. We visualize a healed America every single Tuesday, and we have been doing that for several months now, every single Tuesday. And now we've started to record the meditation. So if you sign up for 20 on Tuesdays, even if you don't attend, it's not like we take roll call. If you come, you come. If you don't, then you don't. But if you're on the list, you'll receive the recording of the guided meditation. So get on the list even if you're busy on Tuesdays. If you want a recording of the meditation that we do. Do you know what I'm saying? It's up to you. But let me just tell you, I know, sorry, I have to address this because it's really powerful to do this work. Even if you do your own work, even if you do your own visualization, if you also do the meditation that we do, that's the group energy, all unified. All right, I'm talking too much. Do I see a national assault weapon ban? What I see thus far is that the NRA will not be allowed to be lobbying for more guns. And Lauren Boebert got out on the floor and said that she thinks the problem in America is that we need more guns. Those words it came right out of her mouth. I think we have a problem in America that we don't have enough guns. That's what she says. There will be more mass shootings. We will really all start looking at what's going on as individual humans. Like I said before, if there's anyone out there that hasn't done even as little as sign a petition, that's a time for self-reflection. That's not a judgment. And the chariot is, I'm getting the word succession. There'll be shootings in succession. And we will have to do something. I'm going to pick 3 more cards about that topic. And I'm astonished. We're all astonished. You're welcome, Susan, that I do the 20 on Tuesdays. We remember Columbine. We've been waiting forever. And Lauren Boebert, there's something wrong with her. There's something wrong with her. Brazilian Crystals is here. I haven't seen you in a while. There's something wrong with Lauren Boebert. Even more so than Marjorie Taylor Greene. I know that's probably hard to believe. Yeah, when the American people, I'm sorry to tell you this, but I see more mass shootings. When the American people, when more and more people, unfortunately, are being affected, something's wrong with all of them. I know it's true. They're not right in the head. They're not. I mean, can you imagine? Like I was saying, wearing an AR-15 assault weapon rifle pin on your lapel? That's not even the whole story. The whole story is in order to put that AR-15 assault rifle pin on their lapel, what they did first was rip off the American flag. That's what kept me awake. Nothing like saying, I'm a treasonous traitor, look, and I'm interested in violence, political violence. I I went on a little bit of a rant about this earlier. Not on my video, obviously. Talking to my friend. It's like people in general aren't seeing what's right in front of them. What's right in front of us is we have members of our government, elected members of our government, that have ripped the American flag pin off their lapel, which in the past they used to wear proudly. People that serve as public servants used to wear the flag proudly. Why wouldn't they? They ripped the freaking flag off their lapel to replace it with the assault rifle pin. And Pinocchio was the picture I saw of him. So he's a treasonous traitor that we don't even know where he came from. We should do a reading on that. We have before. How is it that the American people are not... I mean, I need you guys to tell me how you feel, because I can't figure out why that's not the main headline. I can't figure out why that's not the main headline. Elected members of Congress rip the American flag from their lapels and replace it with an AR-15 assault weapon rifle pin. They need to be ejected. We really have to come together, people. We really have to come together. Nobody here can even imagine wearing an assault rifle pin. I didn't even know they existed. Whew. We have a lot of work to do. So here's this. Here is the carnage. I don't want to put that out there, but that's just what I'm seeing, and I have to tell it like I see it. And the Three of Pentacles is after we have no choice but to get involved. Like I said, if you haven't even so much as signed a petition for gun control, then it's time for self-reflection. And that's not to shame you, it's just to make you think. You do matter. Everyone matters. So the Three of Pentacles is when you're kind of like building something new from the bottom up. I wish I had better news about the guns, but you know, when we have elected representatives touting their support of more and more and more guns, and well, that's what I'm asking, Marissa. Are we becoming numb from this lunacy? I'm befuddled. You know, it's hard to stump the psychic, but I don't know what to say. Yeah, Rhonda Rue says, why not just wear the victims of mass shootings pictures along with their coveted pins? You know what's really pathetic? I wouldn't even be surprised. Because that's how bad it is. And they're asking, no, they already were asking to have loaded weapons in Congress. It's not, yeah, I read your question wrong. What in the world could they be planning to be asking for loaded weapons in Congress? Hey, Joan. Here's what we're gonna do. I want to ask: Are they planning something, which is why they're asking for loaded weapons in Congress? I can feel the risk of a rant coming on, because the other thing that Lauren Boebert said. Thank you, Marissa. The other thing that Lauren Boebert said to defend her crazy stance about we need to have loaded guns, and you know that the Democrats have no interest in having a weapon. Some of them might not even have a weapon. Lauren Boebert was trying to defend her position that they needed loaded guns in Congress. They needed to be packing heat. Because on January 6th, which we all know she was involved in, Ms. Boebert, Miss Prissy. I'm holding it back. I'm holding it back. You're welcome. She said that if she had a gun, she could have defended herself on January 6th. From the January 6th insurrectionists, from the people that she was on their side, she could have protected herself from the insurrectionists who were coming in with weapons and trying to assassinate people. And she was on their side. If I just blasted your eardrums, I apologize. Are they planning a violent insurrection? They're not planning a violent insurrection. This pendulum is saying they're not planning a violent insurrection. There's something going on. There is definitely something going on. But if we go down the list, a violent insurrection is not being planned. What percentage of this is for shock value? Is it more than 10% that's for shock value? Yeah. Okay. Is this 90% intimidation? Well, I am getting yes on that. They're doing it to intimidate. They're doing it to intimidate. They're doing it to make people afraid. It worked on me. It worked on me. I got very afraid. It's almost like being a bully is a requirement for the fascist party. Just so you guys know, I don't refer to them as Republicans. They are fascists, so I call them the fascist party. There's 147 of them in our government. There's 147, maybe more, fascists in our government. Will there be violence at the Capitol? I don't see it. I don't see it. I kind of feel like, okay, are the right people going to take this seriously enough that there'll be protections? I'm getting the right people will take this seriously enough that there will be protections. President Biden should make their I would think the State of the Union address, they would check. I know there was an event, it might have been when they visited the White House, where Pinocchio couldn't get in because he didn't have ID. And if you didn't catch that story, we call George Santos Pinocchio because that's not even his name. So we don't know what his name is. Maybe I can figure it out psychically. I don't get that he's a citizen. Anyway, he couldn't get into an event because they needed to go through security and they needed to have ID, and he didn't have ID. Will there be violence in Atlanta after indictments? It looks like yes. Donald Trump is calling for a civil war. Donald Trump is calling for a civil war. Are we going to see people taking action? I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. More people are going on strike lately. You feel something is coming? Yeah, I think it's in process. Do not bring it. Yeah, I mean, it's not healthy to keep it in. So if you're upset and you're worried, this is why we meet. Yeah, well, Katie's pissed off. We are pretty angry. We're pretty angry. And it's better that we voice it. And it's better that you join Grassroots of Democracy. It's better that you watch Midas Touch and support Midas Touch. I get more news from Midas Touch than any network. I do want to look at something also that's just one of my questions. I had MSNBC on this morning for about an hour. I just kind of had it on. Because, when you do the Psychic News Network, you have to know the news. So I noticed that MSNBC was talking about Trump for a good hour. And I wondered about that. Like there's a lot of news, there's a lot going on. And it literally was to the point where I had to do this. Do you ever do this to your screen? Where you're so tired of looking at somebody's ugly face, some evil person, that you just hold your hand up to the screen. You're like, I can't look at that side of the screen where they keep showing pictures of Donald Trump. It was bad. And all they did was talk about Donald Trump for about a solid hour. Is anybody with me? Did anyone have MSNBC on this morning? Bye, be grateful. Thanks for coming and thanks for doing the wrench work. It's always appreciated. If anybody else wants to be a wielder of the wrench, I can make you one. We've been doing good. No, I'm not on LinkedIn. Sorry. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on any social media except except YouTube. Facebook I quit because Zuckerberg is evil. What do you mean? Oh, Carrie is saying, what do you think they mean you won't have a country anymore? What do you think? Who's they? Yeah, Midas Touch is awesome. We have to come together. And they're starting to, if you join Midas Touch, definitely subscribe. But if you join, there's a, Patreon, there's different levels. And you can join and support them with, like $10 a month or something like that. And then they're starting to have Zoom meetings, which excites me a lot because I want to link up our Grassroots of Democracy meetings with what they're doing too. So we have bigger waves of people. If it's any consolation, these people that are evil and working for Satan, I'll just say it like that, there are very few of them compared to us. You'll have to lurk later. Come together right now with me. Let's see. Totally forgot what I was going to read. Okay. Why is... I don't watch CNN anymore really much either, unless it's just a clip. Why is MSNBC spending as long as an hour going on about Donald Trump, and the conversation content was about that nobody is competing with him? Come Together is a beautiful song that doesn't make any sense. It's a great song. I used to play it out. Those were the days. I need to do that again. Why were they doing that? What was the reason that they talked about Trump having nobody running against him in the Republican Party for that amount of time? They're being told to talk about Trump. MSNBC is doing that because they're being told to talk about Trump because their ratings... Thank you, Ann. I love to sing. And my friend who came up from Nashville, she's a singer, so we should have sang more, but it was fun. It's about the ratings. It's about the ratings. The reason that MSNBC went on and on for a good hour about Trump and being a candidate and that nobody's running against him, and yep, it's all... Okay, so tomorrow during our Grassroots of Democracy work session, I'm going to send a letter to MSNBC telling them to knock it off. It's algorithms. They're being offered, if you talk about Trump for an hour, our advertisers will be happy. That's why we have to support channels like Midas Touch. Because that's what we're getting. That man, that horrible excuse for a human being, Donald J. Trump, I don't care who hears me say that. That horrible, heinous, evil, dark human being that's named Donald J. Trump that is not human. He's something else. I will write to Joe Mika. Has not earned the right to hijack the airwaves as much as he has. Go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com. We made a separate website. It's easier. And you can just sign up there. So sick of just hearing his name. And couple times ago, remember if you were here, I said, how many times do you think that man's name has been uttered on TV? And it's got to be in the trillions in the past 7 years. On Ari, he was saying, who wants America? Who's AKL? America wants another candidate instead of Biden. What's AKL? He's getting free airtime. Well, you know, it's not like we can't all write to them and say, cut it out. I quit Facebook after the insurrection. It feeds his narcissism. Why are they feeding his narcissism? Anyway, that reading just said that it was because of ratings. Yeah. All the free press. Yeah. So anyway, we really have to, they're the ones making him think we love him? I don't know about that. Okay, let's look at Weisselberg. I haven't covered very many questions yet. I need to pick it up. It's just so much to talk about. You just joined Grassroots? Yay! Where's my bell? Yay! Thank you. We have a lot of fun. We do have a lot of fun. Because, you know, you got to have comedic humor to break it up. Grassroots of democracy. Weisselberg. I should really write down what I predict. I got that, thank you, Susan, it's a great group, Grassroots. That Weisselberg was going to sing. Speaking of singing. We got to laugh to stay sane, right? And now that Weisselberg is serving hard time at a hard place. They have him over a barrel. I think that my prediction was right. Is Weisselberg going to tell? Yes. Alan Weisselberg is going to tell. I think they're going to offer him his freedom. Let's take a look at that. I think that Trump probably threatened him. Let's ask the pendulum now. Excuse me. Weisselberg. Did Trump threaten Weisselberg if he gave up the goods? Oh yeah, that's a definite yes. So Weisselberg didn't tell all prior to now because Trump threatened him. I don't know what he threatened him with. That might be why they put him at Rikers Island. Good point. You get a little bell. Sandy gets a little bell. Because -17 northern New York wind chill. Different topic, sorry. Because I was asking, why did they put Weisselberg at Rikers Island? What, you know, it's like, why not a federal sort of prison? Or, you know, what was state prison? What was up with that? And you know, just like a normal prison. Now we know. Did he? Okay, so I'm asking Spire's question, which is, could Trump threaten him with a mob? Because I get, okay, for entertainment purposes only, my psychic impression is Weisselberg didn't tell all on Trump. He could have, and he could have saved himself from going to Rikers. Was he threatened by Trump? I got yes. Did he go to Rikers Island so that it would be more likely that he would tell on Trump? Yes. Yes. And I feel like they will give him his freedom if he tells all. And I feel like they'll give Alan Weisselberg his freedom if he tells all. Now that he's had a taste of prison. Crazy. and I feel like he'll have protection. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense, but I can't take the credit because somebody else put it together for me. Thank you, Sandy. Sandy put it together. Is that why they put him in Rikers Island? So that's why she got the bell. I hadn't gotten that far in my thinking to even put that together. But doesn't it make sense? We'll put him in the worst. We'll put him in the worst, most heinous. This prison is so bad. It almost got shut down. Do you hear the wind? Oh my God, it's brutal. I don't even want to go out there, but I'm glad I parked my car across the street. I'll just run. Yeah, so the more heinous the punishment, the more likely he is to tell all. You hear a train too? Wow, you have really good hearing, Susan Cox. There is a train. There is a train. I've always lived by a train. Is 45 wearing an ankle monitor? I don't get that, but I've always gotten that he'd be under house arrest. Okay. Will Trump be indicted next week? I've got that. Yeah, there's a train. There's a train down the road. I'm just saying you must have really good hearing. Okay. Where are the bottles? It might be that nobody's out. For anybody who's new, and welcome if you're new, please hit the thumbs up if you can. Yeah, fan. Thank you. I do kind of live in my office. That's why I needed to get away. I'm on Main Street, and there's several restaurants around me, privately owned, mom and pop kind of things. And every night at about a certain time, starting about now, there's a big clanking of bottles outside my window that you can even hear when the window's closed. But it's so cold out and we're not hearing any bottles, so the restaurants might be closed. It's not like they're franchises. It was really very, very desolate downtown today. Yeah, so, you live in North Dakota? That's where my best friend who was visiting, she's from there. She's from a town in North Dakota. Okay. I got that Trump would be indicted next week, and it felt like Georgia. There's so many crimes, so many crimes, so many crimes. Please hit the thumbs up if you can, if you haven't. Somehow it helps me. I don't know. I never really know. We already talked about the China balloon. You'll have to go back and watch on replay. Professional Aquarian, thanks for coming in. Yeah, I had asked about it last video. I asked about it, and I thought maybe it would be this week that was just finished, but the pendulum said next week. It said next week. Hi, Colorful Foresight. Sherry's late. You're gonna have to be in detention hall. It's okay. It's okay. The what prophecies? No, I'm not familiar with that. That name is too long. I have my own prophecies. That keeps my head very full. The full moon really sets... Yeah, I was saying that. Professional Aquarian. We are on the same page because I think I might have been saying that. Yeah. Because I mentioned that I believe that Leo is Trump's rising sign and the full moon is in Leo. Oh yeah, it's called the cold moon, right? I think so. The quickening moon. It's also called the cold moon. Well, that really lines up, right? If you want to throw anything in the chat, Professional Aquarian, if you want to throw anything in the chat about if 15 degrees of Leo is not a good sign, is it Yeah, but I think he has Leo rising. I'm pretty sure that's right. Seaside Tarot, I haven't been able to catch much news today. I pretty much came back into town and started working right away. Trump has 2 birth times. Are there 2 of him? That would be bad. Let's take a look. Well, let's just read some cards about how it's going to hit him. We're going to read cards. I'm a little clueless about astrology. I never studied astrology. Most of what I've learned has been from doing readings for 3 decades and just getting to know people's signs that way and the different qualities. What's the matter, Rhonda Rue? Why are you saying no? Okay. Marla Maples says an early... Why do they not have his time of birth? I don't get it. How the full moon is going to affect Trump. The star is the United States. This is a win for the United States. New news coming. This is a DOJ. The guides are saying something like aspire to something better. So I think what the guides mean by aspire to something better, this is what I really think. Every one of you, this is from the guides, bite your tongue before you say anything about Donald Trump getting away with everything. That's the message. Don't even say it. Say what Sandy's saying. I hear the sound of indictments. This is a direct instruction from the guides. Seriously. Seriously. The instructions from the guides. Don't ever say anything like or remotely like he gets away with everything. Don't even think it. You're right on the same page. I love it. It really, really helps. It helps me. Think I'm doing this for you, I'm doing this for me. Just kidding. Because this card is speaking and it's saying, don't you dare say that he's going to just get away with everything and he's going to be president. You know, I called someone out on that the other night and I said, we don't talk like that around here. We have rules. Beware the Ides of March. I don't know if it's going to be March. I think it's going to be sooner. By March, there'll be some big changes. Hi, Mina. The King of Pentacles. This is about the Department of Justice. See it in your mind's eye that this will stop. Everybody visualize. How powerful would this be? I see 422 people in the chat. How powerful would this be if we just every one of us just decides whenever we think about him in jail. Right? Terry. Cancel. Did you probably remember if you were on Monday when I was in that farmhouse of a hotel, of a B&B. And I did my video there, and so, I think it was that night when someone said something about he's gonna win, or what if he's president, and I was like, no, that kind of language is not allowed here. So every one of us, we're going to think about him being indicted and being convicted and prosecuted. Okay? The orbs. Yeah, I know. You guys, I watched a little bit of it and I saw some of the orbs. Yeah, that was crazy. It's a lot of orbs. When there's ghosts, there's a lot of orbs. The King of Pentacles. This is the DOJ. So I'm getting that America will, this card is saying aspire to something bigger. This is an opportunity for us to see how powerful that we are. If we all envision him in jail. And also envision the Democrats protected. There were orbs reflecting off my glasses too. Sometimes it's a light. I have a smaller light that's actually in my car, and I'll be damned if I go out to my car to get my other little light. So we have a little less light tonight. Also envision the Dems retaking the House. Very good point. Let's have a bell on that one. Let's have a bell on that one. Let's visualize what we want to see happen. Let's be responsible spiritual people. Your husband visits? What do you mean he visits? He visits you? Is he in the spirit world? Is that what you mean? Glad to see you, Lily girl. I know we have a gazillion questions. Let's ask about Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert. They like two peas in a pod. Because there's one thing that stirred my curiosity today, and it was that the guides were showing me, I'm just going about doing things, and the guides are like showing me things. And so I was getting that, I know this is hard to believe, but I was getting the sense that Marjorie Taylor Greene was feeling a little bit intimidated and a little bit like I'm out of my league. It might be a lot. And I'm not saying she has, remorse or anything like that, or that she feels like she should be a better person. That's not what I'm saying. I'm getting the sense about Marjorie Taylor Greene that she feels like, thank you, Rendezvous, for the compliment. Oh, thank you, Peggy, for sending a letter to MSNBC. So I was feeling like Marjorie Taylor Greene is, like, it's not like she has remorse, it's that she's in over her head. And it's like if you were in a room of physicists pretending to be a physicist. How much fun would that be? If you just had faked your way into the position of being with, I don't know, a group of MIT professors that were physics teachers, right? I did see, I watched Midas Touch last night. It was excellent. I couldn't tear myself away. Maybe that's why I was picking up on that about Marjorie Taylor Greene today. Maybe that was a fallout because she was questioning somebody on the committee about, it was completely unrelated. It was some kind of stupid hearing that they're conducting about COVID and how has been handled. And I don't know who it was. I have to look into it further that she was questioning. But the questions that she asked had nothing to do with COVID. And the guy she was questioning was like he was befuddled. He didn't know what she was talking about. And besides that, now that I'm on the topic, Kevin McCarthy, they were talking about this at Midas Touch too, but then I saw the clip and it was like Kevin McCarthy was questioned about the meeting with Joe Biden about raising the debt ceiling. So he comes out of that meeting, of course the reporters are everywhere. Kevin McCarthy seems like he's not even in his body. Do you guys know what I mean? Let me know that you know what I mean. Like he said all these words and none of them came together to make a sensible, cohesive idea. Are you with me? Do you know what I'm talking about? Vacant. It's like there's nothing in there. He's floating. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Brenda. He's like not grounded at all. We already went over the balloon of China. You're gonna have to watch it again from the start because that was like one of the first questions. He's out of it. He's not grounded. Oh, Biden must have slapped him down. Oh, Lori, you gave me something to read about. Not that I'm out of ideas, because I am going to read on Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene. He looks translucent. It's so funny. You guys are honestly, these are all my sentiments. He doesn't make any sense. Word salad. He's not grounded. He's shallow. He's hollow. His eyes spook you out. He has a weird tone in his voice. They're in over their heads. Think about how much pressure is on anybody. He's hollow. We call him Marshmallow McCarthy. We have the one over there is Pinocchio, and then we have Marshmallow McCarthy. I know. I wish we could be could have been a fly on the wall at that meeting, and I'm sure Joe Biden read him the riot act. Yeah, and Kevin McCarthy, the way he speaks is weird. That's an insult to marshmallows. Sandy, you're on fire tonight. His face was already. That's true. That is true. What was up with that? Because I was like, what, did he just come out of the tanning bed or something? So can you imagine being on the spot and with all these cameras on you, and they're, you happen to be in this powerful position, and all eyes are on you, and all the microphones are there, and all the cameras are on you, and everything you say, they want to know what you're going to say. And I mean, that alone is extremely intimidating, right? I know, Sandy's hilarious tonight. You think he was just embarrassed? Gosh, he's too dumb and arrogant to be embarrassed, I think. And to have all that pressure on you, and if you don't know what you're talking about, that's a really bad position to put yourself in. Chuck's got the good quotes tonight. So I feel like today I felt like, I think he was red-faced from nerves or anger. I think it was nerves. And he's made a lot of promises. He's way out there. He's made a lot of promises. Marshmallow McCarthy has made a lot of promises that he cannot keep. And I do think he's under pressure about Pinocchio. And maybe also the AR-15 assault weapon pins. Okay, yeah, he got schooled. Let's ask, did he get schooled by Joe Biden? I actually, maybe he was crying in the bathroom. I do pick that up. I pick up that Joe Biden, he's a Scorpio. Yeah, Biden plays the long game. That's so true. I feel like Joe Biden shamed the hell out of Marshmallow McCarthy. I do. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Scorpio wins in any cage match. I joke about having a lot of Scorpio in my chart, but honestly, it's kind of useful. It's kind of useful, right? Anyone have a lot of Scorpio, or they're Scorpio? I'm not a Scorpio, but they've got a lot of Scorpio. It's funny. The Biden smackdown. Yeah. That is a scorpionic trait. We do not mince words. Anybody with those kinds of qualities, yep. Do not mince words. Did Joe Biden yell at Kevin McCarthy? Joe Biden yelled at Kevin McCarthy. That's what we need. And yesterday, maybe our professional Aquarian, our astrologer, can tell us what was going on yesterday. Because yesterday, the Democrats started fighting back. I think that they're kind of afraid, and that fear can make you really motivated in addition to, other things. It can be a positive. I think he humiliated him. And Kevin Marshmallow McCarthy has got promises that he said he would keep to the fascists in our government that need to be out of. They're just fed up with all this malarkey. Let's hear it. Yeah, all this malarkey. What is malarkey anyway? It's Irish, right? You're a truth teller. Are you? Dale's a Scorpio. Did you guys know that my friend made Rice Krispie treats out of all the extra peeps that I have, and Warren just sent me 74 more peeps that are chocolate covered. I haven't been home yet, so oh my gosh. Did I see what that guy said to Gates? I think I caught a little bit of that. I'm going to spend a little time catching up on the news from the last 2 days, Because if you follow the news like I do, 72 peeps. The peeps maker died last week. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing that he died. I'm just laughing because on our show at Bridge Cape Ann with Corey, that was a topic of conversation, and it got very funny. I didn't get to see the comet. I was going to get up and go out and get away from the tree so I could see it. But it was sub-zero temps. But it's not too late. You can still see it. Oh, I don't eat all the peeps. But the Rice Krispie treats made with melted down peeps, you might want to try it. Let's look at what's going to happen to... Yeah, but I just wonder, meaningless nonsense, where that word came from. Malarkey. Let's take a look at Mr. Marshmallow. Mr. Marshmallow. I bet marshmallow peeps covered in chocolate melted down to make Rice Krispie treats would be good too. Diane's having cookies. Gluten-free oatmeal raisin cookies and hot tea. They make some pretty good gluten-free things nowadays. Why do I have 5 cards? I don't know. The guides are like, would you move it along, Annette? Kevin McCarthy. Minus 21. Where? Where is it minus 21? The wind chill is going to be like at least minus 11. Oh, it's Gaelic. Malarkey is Gaelic. Oh, you have a visual of seeing Kevin McCarthy stuck in marshmallows. I like that. I know, I'm kind of hungry too. I do need to eat. The death card's coming up for McCarthy. I probably don't even need to read the rest of them. S'mores with, yeah, that sounds good. Boy, we're all in the deep freeze, aren't we? I'm glad it's going to pass in a couple days. I think Hakeem Jeffries has told the Democrats it's time to take off the kid gloves too. It's minus 125 on Mount Washington. Yeah, I wasn't far from there. But I wasn't that high up. Mount Washington, it's pretty high. That's amazing. There's a town in Minnesota called Embarrass. That's weird. I don't know how I'd feel about being from a place called Embarrass. Wow, that's incredible. These cards are the Llewellyn tarot cards. Anyway, I'm reading about Kevin McCarthy, and I have the death card, which means the end for him. It doesn't mean death. I love this death card from the Llewellyn deck. There's something really intriguing about it. So that's Kevin McCarthy, and this is a card of many challenges for Mr. Kevin Marshmallow McCarthy. And this is the Lover card has been coming up that signifies the American people coming together. Yeah, your Scorpio Sag rising on the opposite. Thank you, Rhonda. It's nice to have you all here tonight. I look forward to it. The Knight of Swords. That's been indicative of Jack Smith. Everyone who's asking about the spy balloon, the Chinese spy balloon, we spent a lot of time on that at the beginning. That was like the first question. Grassroots of democracy will bring people together. And speaking of that, Warren, I get the Lover card. It's not about what it looks like. It's about us loving one another. It's the energy of us loving one another. So this has been having to do with the American people realizing we love our country. And we love working together. We love freedom. We love freedom. Damn it, we love freedom. Do you love freedom? Do you love being free? Do you love living free? Do you love worshiping the way you want to worship? Do you love having bodily autonomy? Do you love being able to vote for who you want? Do you love that you have a right to run for office? Do you love that we have a legal system? I mean, this is about our freedom. We get to live as government by the people. Freedom. That's the lever card. Kevin McCarthy is done. Done, done, done. He's toast. Too challenging for him. He can't handle it. He's in over his head. We need to reclaim the word freedom, that's for sure. Because what the fascists do is they take our beautiful words. Look at what Trump has done to the word truth. They take our beautiful words and they deface them. It's terrible. It's really bad. This is justice. This is us having our country. I mean, every single time Trump would stand up there in his rallies and say, they're taking away your country. He was talking about what they were doing. And when they would hold up their signs that said, Save America, that was our guides talking to us from the dark side. Save America. Bond Blue, I joke about I don't eat Peeps all day. I hope you don't think I eat Peeps all day. It's kind of a joke. I've been mentioned on other YouTube channels. Are you kidding me? I have no idea. They could reach out. That would be good. I was trying to get Andre, the astrologer, on just because he had reached out to me and then I tried to get him on. We'll get Professional Aquarian on. Are you still here, Professional Aquarian? We'll get you on. Maybe this coming Wednesday. We'll see. Whoever bites first. Good night, Rendezvous. Thanks for coming. Yeah, we'll get you on too. I know what the heck is happening. The only reason I mentioned Andre is because he reached out to me and then it got all, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Okay. I promised I would read on Lauren Boebert. Let's see. I was going to change up the cards, but I'm liking these tonight. Lauren Boebert. All right, Lauren Boebert. I could not even believe. Kevin who? You mean an astrologer? I couldn't even believe. This is how clueless they are. That Lauren Boebert, after the massacre in Colorado at that transgender gay club where they felt like they were a community, and after that massacre, the Lauren Boebert actually, what kind of human gets up there in front of the United States people, the government, the world, and says we need more guns after what happened in Colorado? It's bad enough. But in light of what happened in Colorado, Lauren Boebert is saying we need more guns. She needs to go. Okay? And not for anything. I wear glasses so I can see. They're readers. They're just cheapies. I break them all the time. Lauren Boebert wears glasses because she wants to look smart. Just saying. I didn't even pick the cards. I just went on a rant. I should warn you. Pause for rant. Lauren Boebert. What's going to happen to Lauren Boebert? What are you guys talking about? Did you not know they're wearing AK-47 or 15s, or it's all the same to me in terms of they're horrible. They're wearing assault weapon pins. The only reason she's not wearing glasses to see. She's wearing glasses to give the illusion that she's smart. Looking smart doesn't mean she is, right? Yeah, inhuman. They are inhuman. Well, the light's going to be shown on Ms. Boebert. It's just a matter of time and judgment is coming for Lauren Boebert. Judgment is coming for Lauren Boebert. The people that she has betrayed are coming for Lauren Boebert. As sure as the sky is blue. She has a long way to go to be smart, that's for sure. It's gonna be bad. Rhonda, I thought you left. Didn't you say you were leaving? Warren, stop it! I'm gonna put you in timeout. Breaking the rules. Well, Warren's like, in this lifetime, that doesn't sound like you're putting out the vibe that she gets caught. So this is our other job that we're gonna do. We're gonna imagine Lauren Boebert being indicted and in trouble and prosecuted. Rhonda, I might be mistaken. I thought you said you were leaving. Would I rather what? Everyone, you have to understand, Warren lives in New York City. I live in Massachusetts. And we yell at each other. Because that's what we do. But he yells, I can tell when people are yelling in the chat. Plus, Warren's in our Grassroots of Democracy group. You gotta join our group, you guys. You gotta join our group. It's just fun. And we learn so much. We learn so much from each other. Because when you get together in a group, I heard this. Did you hear about that? I read this article. I joined this group. That. Oh, and Anne dreams of nightly. She visualizes Lauren Boebert in jail. Let's take a look. Jack Smith is on it. Jack Smith is on it. Hang on, I dropped a couple cards. Or maybe it was just one. We're going to read about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yankees versus Red Sox. Yeah, so that's kind of like... we kind of yell at each other, but it's because of all the love. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yes, in our 20 on Tuesday meetings, it's nice to zoom in and see each other. I was telling somebody today, and I've said it more than once, and I've said it here. I feel like I have like 600 friends that I don't know, but personally. But I'm so glad that you're here. Marjorie Taylor Greene. We're not glad she's here. Oh, interesting. Marjorie Taylor Greene has got it coming to her. 5 of Swords. That's not a happy card. Well, I'm just going to address this. Roxy is talking about women who are Trumpers. They've been hypnotized. They're under mind control to think that he's somehow, I don't know how anybody can think that there's anything good about that man. But hang on. This is what I've decided. And go to Midas Touch and look at the video. There's a guy. Is it Tennessee Brando? We were talking about it last night. From Tennessee. Anyway, there's a really good video that he did. He lives in, Redneckville. I know, I lived in Tennessee. I can say that. And he talks about people that are MAGA people, that are working people, that are struggling, that love Trump. And to just get to a place where people understand their livelihood and their health care and their social security is being threatened to be taken away by Trump and the other MAGA people. So it's going to hurt them. So if you can speak to them on a personal level, don't talk about Trump anymore. And write to MSNBC and CNN. Tell them to shut the hell up about Trump. You can hear the wind howling, huh? Anyway, this is about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Temperance is it's just a matter of time. Don't ask when, Warren. Chatty Patty Paula Walla Walla. I love your handle. Are you new? And welcome to all the people that haven't been here before. It's nice to see you. Really. This is our Friday night party. Boy, it really is picking up out there. Marjorie Taylor Greene is complaining that her congressional salary is too low. I don't understand why she would be saying such a stupid thing. If it's too low, she can quit. I love it. Liz gets a bell. Why doesn't she quit then? Yeah, we have to be patient while she digs her grave. It's just a matter of time. It's not going to be that long. Let me pick up this card that I dropped. Joe Biden is angry at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Well, he's angry at all of them, but I do feel the Democrats really getting their power, just really getting their power on, honestly. And I just want to say that a long time ago, when people kept asking me, what's the reason for Trump? What's the reason for Trump? They get 14 grand a month. If that doesn't motivate you to be an activist, yeah, the banshees are howling outside. The wind is howling. If it doesn't motivate you to be an activist, that they're earning how much a month? 14 grand a month to rip the pins, the American flag pins off the lapels and replace it with a weapon of war, an assault rifle. And guess where that money's coming from? Our tax dollars. I know I'm stating the obvious, but people need to think about these kinds of things. Would you like to earn $174,500 a year and have total all your health care, and after 10 years you have complete, what do they call it? Retirement. The word's escaping me. Pension. All that. And then they want to take away our health care. They're just stealing our money. I can't tell you how many times the guides have been like, they're stealing. I know, I thought of it. I'm on it. They're stealing our money. The guides have totally been saying it over and over and over. They're robbing the American people blind. And we're too busy? I don't think so. She does nothing. They do nothing but torture and torment. Anyway, so she's got it coming to her. I do want to ask about their plan. Yeah. I do want to. They're saying Social Security will be bankrupt in 2035 if they screw it up. And they say that's a scare tactic. We're just going to ask about the Republican Party in general. I'm going to pull 3 cards. The Republican Party in general. This is the Republican Party in general. Whoops! Dropping the cards. A lot of energy. This is the Republican Party in general. Yeah. This is the Republican Party. Now, I want to ask this. Is this card referring to how they are going to feel? Okay, that's not giving me a straight answer. Is this, you'll be dead in 2035? Robin, pick it up a little. I'm sorry. You're probably not going to be dead in 2035. I'm just saying. I'm not getting that. This is about the Republican Party. Is this about the pain they'll inflict on the American people? That's not what it's about. Just in reference to this question. Just reading about the Republican Party. Are they going? Is this the pain that will be inflicted upon them? This is about the pain that will be inflicted upon the Republican Party. I think they're all going to. I don't know. I think they're all going to jail. This is, for some reason, I'm picking up on Kamala Harris. She was a prosecutor. Yeah, yeah. Healthcare is improving. Yeah, I don't know. I lost the conversation. Just to briefly revisit the topic, because everyone keeps talking about the the spy balloon, the Chinese spy balloon, that's been going on for a long time. Oh, Andre just posted a video about Trump. Yeah. It's not good. This is about the Republican Party. For some reason, I'm picking up on Kamala Harris. She was a prosecutor, and I'm being shown that. And this is the justice system. It's not. Will you guys stop talking about dying? Jeez, come on. You have a lot of work to do here before you die. Okay, just you do. We need you. Don't die. At least 12 House members going down. Yeah, it's not looking good for them. This is the pain that's going to be inflicted upon the Republican Party. And I see, for some reason, Kamala Harris and Jack Smith, and it's not the first time I saw them in cahoots talking to each other. Let's look at women's rights. I didn't want to get into this too much, but I'm pretty, because I'll just get too angry. I'm pretty furious. There's really not even a word. That I'm hearing talk of tracking in order to detect pregnancies, girls' periods. Oh, thank you, Robin. What are you talking about? What pins? Oh, thank you, Robin. You're so lovely. You guys are also awesome. I missed what pins you're talking about. Great, because someone's saying great idea about the pins. What pins? To pop the Chinese balloon? Is that what you're talking about? They want to track girls' periods. Can you just say pervert? Perverts? A bunch of pervs? We love our freedom. We need to be free. Okay? We need to worship the way we want to worship. We need to love the way we want to love. We need to vote the way we want to vote. We want to run for office the way we want to run for office. We want global climate change initiatives happening. We want freedom. We want our voices not silenced. We want freedom. Don't make me wear a mask, but it's okay to monitor girls' menstrual periods. If that doesn't make people stand up, I just don't know what it takes. Okay, so I am going to pull 3 cards about The Handmaid's Tale. Stance. Freedom! And since everybody's talking about they're going to be dead by 2035 because they're too old, don't be so sure of that. Don't be so sure. We're going to see a lot of stories of hardship, tragedy that has to do with women and girls not having a right. Yeah, and anyone who's used to, I have an older crowd here, but if you have daughters or grandchildren, do not have them have an app about when their periods happen. It's sick. It's absolutely sick. I don't even want to talk about it, but it needs to be talked about. That's what it's going to lead to. The 6 of Swords is a journey away from the difficulty. A lot of the damage has already been done. Stay woke. Stay woke. Everyone should have a right to bodily autonomy. Hello. Everybody. I don't care who you are, man, woman, it's, even if you just look at it from that perspective. What is this? I just see justice everywhere. Justice, justice, justice. And but it's pointing to Ron DeSantis and Abbott. Deep sexism. Gosh, it's just abject sexism. It's beyond sexism. Yes, the Llewellyn Tarot deck is really beautiful. Yeah, Gloria, that's the same. I mean, we will rebel. Oh yeah, I heard the bottles too. Does Satan, anybody who's talking about does Satan as a viable candidate for president of the United States better just shut up. You matter to me, thank you. Stay woke, everybody. Oh my goodness, I've gone 5 minutes beyond my allotted time slot. So, I know there's so much more to talk about. And I will be back to talk about it. But join us for Grassroots of Democracy. Also, tomorrow, I have a pendulum class. Please sign up. Please hit the thumbs up before you leave. I know that it helps me somehow. I still have my pink pussy hat. Remember the hats? The knitted hats? I had a roommate at the time that knitted, so we had our pink hats. And so our pendulum class is tomorrow. Grassroots of Democracy meets tomorrow. We're rising up right now. When will people rise up? Carrie's asking. This is it! Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. My Church of Spirituality is every Sunday at 1. If you need spiritual upliftment, please go and watch my church services. Really great messages. And this month is a new month, so the theme is going to have something to do with love. And I think that's all I have for now. And watch Bridge Cape Inn from Wednesday night. That was a good one. All right, I love you guys. I wouldn't be me without you. Namaste. See you soon. Rise up. Join us. Bye-bye.